What is going on, you guys? This is, of course, your pal VM Video Master, and welcome to day 3 of my Halloween videos from now until November 1st. Now, I'm going to say every shadow hides a story, and tonight we're stepping way into the darkness of one of humanity's oldest fears: demons. From ancient civilizations to modern exorcisms, the belief in malevolent forces has haunted our species since the dawn of time. This is the history of demons. And let me know in the comments below if you've ever had a supernatural encounter. I'm kind of curious. So long before organized religion, humanity sought to explain misfortune, illness, and unexplained tragedies. And in the cradle of civilization, Sumerian priests wrote about Utuku, demons of disease, death, and chaos. Almost kind of like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse you read about. But anyway, families would leave offerings at doorways to keep them at bay. For the consequences of angering these spirits could be fatal. Now this name is hard to pronounce. Lamashtu or Lamashtu. The Sumerian demons said to turn infants and mothers during childbirth, often depicted as part lion, part bird, and part human. Now, amulets bearing her likeness were worn like as protection. Now, we've all heard this name, Pazuzu. If you haven't, watch The Simpsons when Maggie's possessed. But Pazuzu, perhaps the most famous Babylonian demon and protector, I can't believe I'm actually saying that, against Lamashtu, yet dangerous in his own right. So, his image appears in tablets and sculptures, warning and a shield. So here's the one thing: if you really don't know who Pazuzu is, look him up or watch The Simpsons. And also, now, ancient Hebrew demons. Lilith, believed to prey on newborns and men at night. Texts describe rituals to ward her away, and the earliest record of a Lilith encounter recorded a night demon in history. If you understand what I mean. Okay. Now next, ancient Egyptian malevolent spirits. Ghosts of those improperly buried could rise to haunt families for as long as they wanted. Tombs and elaborate burial rites were as much protection from the living as from the dead. So here is a question for you guys. Imagine walking into a Sumerian temple knowing unseen forces could strike at any moment. Would you dare even stay? Comment below. I'm kind of curious to know you guys' answers. Number 2, demons in classical civilization. The Greeks spoke of daemons, spiritual beings that influence fate, and the thing is, not all of them were evil. Yet some brought misfortune and death to anyone. Now, the Romans inherited these ideas, blending them with their own mythology and moral lessons. So, here is one of an example. Empusa, or Empeza, I don't really know how to pronounce it. A shape-shifting demon that seduced men and fed on their life force, so kind of like a succubus. Often tied to the world of Hecate, goddess of witchcraft. So if you don't know what a succubus is, if you've seen the TV show Charmed, you probably already know. So, and anyway, next, Lamia, known for devouring children. Her legend may have inspired modern vampire myths. I don't know how. But anyway, philosophers debated demons. Sorry, I get some of this stuff mixed up. But philosophers debated daemons' nature. That's what I meant to say. Were they divine messengers, evil spirits, or psychological manifestations? So sometimes people will believe they were just seeing things. Anyway, of manifestations, battles, plagues, and natural disasters were often blamed on demonic forces. Like way long ago, before any of us existed, like in the 1600s, they believed that everything was by Satan or witchcraft or anything. Anyway, so here's the thing. This is a question for all of you. Which of these ancient demons would haunt you most if you met them at night? Answer that. Anyway, number 3, demons and religion. With the rise of Christianity, demons were no longer neutral forces. They were the enemies of God himself. Embodiments of sin and evil seeking to corrupt humanity. So what they're saying is, if you're very religious and you believe in God more than you do of demons, you're fine. Anyway, medieval Europe saw mass hysteria over demonic possession and witchcraft. Priests and exorcists documented thousands of cases. If you've seen the TV show The Exorcism, there is actually a true story based on that, of a French woman named Michelle. She was possessed by 6 demons all at once. And when they saved her, she died. Check that story out. You might... Most of the horror movies you see is like a possession is actually based on that story. But anyway, the Catholic Church classified demons, their hierarchies, and methods of influence, like Beelzebub, Asmodeus, and I can't really pronounce the other one. Mephistopheles, that's it. But it became standard references for the forces of hell. But let me tell you something, you guys. My grandmother used to say, hell does not exist. Where it really is, you're stuck here on Earth, just doing what you did when you died. And also, demonology books emerged. The Malleus Maleficarum warned of witches invoking demons and fueling centuries of fear, like drowning, death, anything. But folklore merged with religion, creating terrifying imagery of fiery hell. You know, demonic tempters and eternal punishment. I gotta say, I'm really glad I wasn't around those days. That seemed like horrible. And number 4, famous demons and legends. Now, certain demons transcended the folklore to become icons of terror across cultures. Like the ones we got, Pazuzu, all kinds of demons. Or Abraxas, if you've seen the TV show Charmed, stuff like that. Anyway, Lilith. Eve's supposed predecessor, now seen as a night demon feared in Middle Eastern cultures. And of course, Pazuzu, protector and destroyer, widely feared in Mesopotamia. Sheesh. Or, if you guys are Wizard 101 fans, the Oni. Now, Onis were real, but they weren't elephants like you saw in the game. Onis were red or blue demons, often wielding clubs, punishing the wicked and spreading fear. So, really, they were kind of like demonic cops. If you did anything horrible, they're coming after you, one way or another. And next, a demon often talked about in India, the Churels, spirits of women who died tragically, returning to seek vengeance. Sheesh. I gotta say, in most cultures, they had a lot of weird legends. And next, often in the Caribbean, La Diablesse, a beautiful woman with one cow-like hoof and lurking men to their doom. So guys, watch out. And often, I gotta say, these demons often represent social fears, death, betrayal, and the unknown. So here's the thing for you guys. If a demon from history appeared at your doorstep tonight, which would you least want to meet? Me, I'd want to meet none of them. And number 5, real exorcisms and encounters. Now, some of the most chilling accounts come not from myth, but documented exorcisms. Like I was talking about that one based on The Exorcist. That is actually one of them. Now, these are stories that blur, like, between legend and reality. Like, between the line of reality and just a legend. I'll tell you something. Roland Doe, The Exorcist case in 1949 to 1950. Priests documented unexplained levitations, mysterious voices, and physical injuries during an exorcism in Maryland in the 1940s. Now, this one is actually what I've been talking about. Anneliese Michel, a German woman who underwent 67 exorcisms in the 1970s, tragically dying of malnutrition. So, which means she didn't get enough nutrition in her body. Her case sparked global debate on mental illness versus possession. Also, if you keep seeing me, like, come close to the screen, because something's going on with my camera. Anyway, next, Louisa, the Smurl family. Now, poltergeist activity and demonic phenomena terrorized a Pennsylvania home for years. So I did a video recently about the Smurl family. Check it out. I think I did. I'm not really sure. But anyway, it was investigated by clergy and paranormal researchers. Now, minor encounters. So, shadows moving epidemically. Doors slamming without cause. Whispering voices in empty rooms. Ooh. So here's a question for you guys. Have you guys ever felt a presence you couldn't explain? Share your story. I really want to know. I might, in fact, let me know if you've ever had like a paranormal encounter or anything. And I just might share it in my next video on Friday. Number 6, demons today in modern culture. Today, demons inhabit both imagination and medias. Movies, books, and online stories to ensure their legacy lives on. Now, The Conjuring, Insidious, The Exorcist, and other films keep demonology in the public. Now, I'm going to say this. I've actually been reading on demons, like, last year, and there were some demons who were actually good. Now, paranormal investigators continue to document strange phenomena. EMF spikes, shadow figures, and unexplainable noises. Or even sleep paralysis. Shadow people and dark entities are modern experiences tied to ancient fears. So, here's the thing, you guys. Do you think modern depictions are purely fictional? Or could they be based on real encounters? Comment below. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about what that said about, like, modern depictions, I have no idea. Number 7, psychological and cultural perspective. I think that's how you say it. Anyway, sleep paralysis creates vivid sensations of a demon pressing on the chest. Like right here. Cultural reinforcements teaches generations to fear certain shapes, noises, and darkness. So what I'm saying is sleep paralysis is like when you're sleeping in the middle of the night and you think you see somebody in your room, but it's not. There's like nothing there. Anyway, whether psychological or supernatural, the stories endure because they tap into primal fears. The unknown, the unseen, and the uncontrollable. But anyway, to let you all know, demons have haunted humanity for millennia, shaping religions, cultures, and stories that persist today. They're just symbols of our deepest fears, yet they remain timeless, lurking in the shadows of our history. So here's the thing, you guys. And if you comment or share something, I will feature it in my next video on Friday. So share your experiences or thoughts in the comments. And remember, fear finds you. Eventually, it'll find you. And like I said, share your experience if you've had one in the comments below. Or what you want to see for a Halloween video. Because I will be doing these until November 1st. And like I always say, Fear will find you eventually. It'll find you. And I will see you in the next video.